Hey everybody, and welcome back to another 52-week movie challenge. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I've got the book right here. Um, so as you can see, and I had to do a film about an actual composer, musician, band, or group. And so obviously I chose Elvis because that movie just came out. Year release was 2022. Date challenge completed was 9/27/22. Aspect ratio is 2.391. Running time is 2 hours and 39 minutes. Genre is biography, drama, music. I believe it's rated R. I forgot to put the rating down. I'll have to put that in later. I'm gonna say R. I could have. I assume because it's so PG-13. Oh, all right, PG-13. I figure R, but no, it's PG-13. I guess they wanted everybody to see it. Stars Tom Hanks as Colonel Tom Parker, Austin Butler as Elvis, and Olivia DeJonge as our Priscilla. So, directed by Baz Luhrmann, produced by Toby Emmerich, written by Baz Luhrmann, Craig Pierce, Sam Bromell, and Jeremy Donner. Music by Elliot Wheeler. And awards received: ICA Award winner, Best Actor, for Austin Butler. Why did you? Did anyone since it came out this year already, it's going to be up for next year's Academy Awards. So I see it winning some awards. Probably it'll definitely be up for Best Direction and stuff, and we'll get into that. Why did you choose this particular film? Because honestly, because I couldn't find Amadeus. Oh, I gave it 3 stars, by the way, and you'll find out why. Have you seen this movie before? Nope. Would you recommend this film? Why or why not? Sure, if you're a fan of Elvis, if you're an Elvis fan, you will definitely appreciate it. I hate this one, which is which character were you able to most identify with, and what way? Not applicable. I just don't. I didn't feel connected to anybody. Best line or memorable quote: a reverend once told me, "When things are too dangerous to say, sing." That was Elvis. Were you surprised by the ending? What would you do differently? Nope. It's a matter of record and how he died. Is the composer, musician, band, group featured in the film one that you regularly listen to? And I said, not regularly, but I do like Elvis. What new information did you learn? I just said a little bit more about Colonel Tom than I really knew, and didn't really know anything about him, so that all the stuff about him was sort of neat for me. A lot of people who are big Elvis fans and everything, they know all about Colonel Tom and all this stuff, so a lot of this stuff is probably, sort of boring to a lot of people. Anything you like to add? Nope. See it on HBO Max. So before we do the next one, I just wanted to point out that, I was watching this going, okay, so I gave it 3 stars, and I almost feel like that's generous. I'm only giving it 3 stars because I can't hate on the movie. It really did try to do really well with Elvis's life. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I love Romeo and Juliet. I loved Moulin Rouge. I liked Gatsby. I liked Australia. I liked, all those things. I just, the problem I have with Baz Luhrmann, and I talked about this on Facebook, and yet a lot of people were mad, but I mean, whatever. Is that like, and a lot of people stuck up and said the same thing. The problem I have with Baz Luhrmann is a lot of times he just adds these like cool shots where it'll zoom in or it'll do this or do a twirl, and then he'll have all the newspaper headlines. And he did this with Romeo and Juliet. I mean, probably even Strictly Ballroom. I've never seen it, so I can't say. But I just was like, and I want to see it. I eventually want to see it. And I bet I'll like it a lot better than this movie. And the problem I have with this movie is it just sort of did that a lot. Like it just sort of did a whole like cool shots, like zooms, this, that. And I just got, after a while, I was just like, eh, like that was cool. All right. But like, I don't want to see those. Like, I want to see what's going on with Elvis, and then it will do that, and we'll get into like sort of normal shit. But in the beginning, it was all like that opening stuff was just all zooms and all this shit happening, and I was just like, like I feel like I'm in a music video, and I don't want to be, like I want to watch. If I'm watching a biopic, I'm watching it for Elvis, and I was really kind of bummed out because the way it's talked about, like his film career, they showed his film stuff for like 2 seconds. It was the quickest shit I've ever seen. Like it showed him filming something, one of his films or whatever, and then it just went on to, and then it talked about his film career a little bit, but like he felt like he never accomplished a lot. And I don't know what's true, what's not true exactly. I did not do that, but like I did not get into that. But honestly, I'm sort of bummed out by this. Like I feel like this should have been so much better. Had it been in the hands of another director, they might have fixed the script. Because somebody said like basically the reason for all of this is because of the basically all the shots and cool stuff. Like if you took that out, you'd have a mediocre script, and I probably would agree with that. Like I think the script was piece of crap. They said let's get Baz Luhrmann to direct it because he can make it look cool, and it will focus less on the actual story. Which I mean, it's just stuff that you've heard in the biographies too. Like I don't think they did anything that was new or interesting. Like they did focus a lot on Colonel Tom, and once again, remember I said I was not familiar with him. I'm not an Elvis fan. Like I think Elvis was cool. He as they showed in the movie, he sort of started this cool, like he sort of made rock cool, like that. Like people really loved him, and the fans went crazy for him. But it just was sort of like, like when you boil it down to it, it didn't really even tug at my heartstrings. Now, I'm saying all those negative things, and I'm sorry. And if you love the movie, I'm not going to say that you're wrong, because I didn't love it because I'm not an Elvis fan, so I don't really know all this stuff about Elvis, and so going into it, I'm just like, yeah, it's okay, but I'm not an Elvis fan. B, it's my opinion. Your opinion may be that you fucking love Elvis and everything, and that this was the movie that you were excited to see. It did it filled all your expectations. It gave you, maybe you did come out of it feeling like this feeling for Elvis that you never felt before or something. That's amazing. If you felt that way, I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm saying I didn't. Absolutely, I did not feel anything. I thought Austin Butler did a fantastic job. And if you look at him right there, he is Elvis. Like, he also has a little Johnny Depp thing going for him. But he is Elvis. Like, he was the king of rock, and I loved how humble Elvis was. Like he was like telling people, I ain't the king, man. This guy's the king. All that stuff. Like he did not believe. They showed a little bit of Little Richard, which was cool because that moment, actually, I think that was my favorite part, was that he was just so fed up with all the shit. Like he was fed up with being told what to do. He didn't like being put in a box, and he didn't want to be told he had to wear a suit. He couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do that. So he left and went to a club and saw this, Little Richard performing Tutti Frutti. And I don't know if it happened. Like, I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't watch the stuff on this, I have no idea. It seems like it could have happened. And if it did, that's amazing. But, that he saw Little Richard live and was like, this guy's going to be a big star. And Little Richard did a great job. And I don't know if I don't know much, they didn't really explore too much after that, but I would have, I like biopics. I really do. Like, I like learning about the people, but in this case, I didn't really find anything that was like very interesting. I mean, I don't care if Colonel Tom Parker wasn't from the United States, and that's why he couldn't go on the international tours, because he couldn't go with, Elvis. Like, why did he need to go with Elvis? Why can't Elvis go by himself? Because Colonel Tom Parker wanted to control him and make him do all the things he, and everything. And I just, all in all, I thought it was okay. Like, I thought it was a good movie. Like, I would say good, it was a good movie. It had really cool shots and really cool shit going for it. But all in all, at the end of the day, I felt like it was just sort of lacking, like, what I really was hoping it would give me. And that's fine, Baz Luhrmann will continue doing his thing, and I'll probably continue watching them. I do own Gatsby on Blu-ray, but I haven't seen him forever. I do remember just going, do we need this? Do we need all these cool shots and shit? Like, it just gets distracting. That's my biggest problem. Is it distracts me from the movie, because all of a sudden I just think about, like, I'm in a movie right now. I'm watching a movie. You know what I mean? Like, when I like movies where you feel like you're there, that you don't feel like you're watching a movie because it transports you there. This movie makes you realize the whole time, like, oh God, I'm in a movie, because the world doesn't really spin like that. Things like these things don't happen. And I mean, this is why I like people like Edgar Wright, who do cool shots, but they don't overdo it. And I think that's the biggest problem with Baz Luhrmann, in my opinion, is he just overdoes it. But that's his style, So a lot of people think like style and no substance. It's sort of, like, it's cool, like, it looks great. He knows how to fucking frame a shot. Won't say that, but all in all, I was just kind of unimpressed by it. I just was like, like, it was cool to watch. I'll probably, I wouldn't say I'll never watch it again. I just have no interest in checking it out. If I get it like cheap, like a 4K cheap or something, I would pick it up. But I don't even know if I'd want to watch it again. I'd prefer stuff like Bohemian Rhapsody. That movie was so much better because they really got into some stuff that I wasn't aware of, and it got me going and got me caring for Freddie Mercury. This movie, Elvis is just Elvis. He's the stuff that you sort of already know about him. The stuff, you don't care. Like, whiny. You can't go to, you can't do all these things. Then fire a fucking manager. Like, I don't understand what the, like, why, and look, what I heard one thing, though, is that Priscilla Presley was, it's hard for her to watch this stuff because it really happened to her. and she can really see Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks did a okay job. I listened to what the real guy, Colonel Tom Parker, says, like talks like, and he sounds nothing like not nothing, but he doesn't sound like exactly like he doesn't sound exactly like Tom Hanks does. Like Tom Hanks does like a bigger, more exaggerated version of Colonel Tom Parker. So that was my big problem with the movie. It's just like things like that. I mean, and Austin Butler did such a great job. Like I literally thought he was, Elvis at times. So I was shocked. But aside from that, I honestly was unimpressed by this movie, and I just, I say it's a good movie because it has moments that just really click, and but 2 hours and 39 minutes. Do we really need that long of a movie these days? Like, come on, like shorten this shit out. There's so much stuff that they could have taken out that I would have been okay with. But anyway, all in all, I suggest if you guys want to check it out, and everything, go feel if you're an Elvis fan, definitely. All right, what's next? What's next week? By the way, I said I wanted Amadeus, and that was the movie I was planning to watch. Then I couldn't find it, and it was like it cost too much to just rent when I could just watch this for free. I'm not getting paid to do this, so might as well. Next week's a foreign film. All right, so that should be a fun, interesting thing. I do have one idea of what I want to watch. So as a foreign film, so I got some ideas. We'll see what I end up going with. But aside from that, thank you guys so much for checking this out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week is a foreign film. This week was a biography of a musician and whatnot. That's what I picked. So join me next week. Until then, bye.